Arizona sucks. Fuck Arizona.
Ashton Janikowski, he's always been a fat ass.
Says up on Pornhub, sorry for your weird masturbation session.
It's time for the Sideline Study.
Hi, welcome to the Sideline Study podcast. We're going to be talking a lot what happened with last week's football. We're going to be making our picks for Week 11 coming up, so make sure you join us for the entire show today. Let's go to my co-host here because they actually probably watched more football than me this weekend. Let's just say I was dealing with other things, and that was other directed to me. But Cold Bone Show, how are you doing today, brother?
I'm doing good, and you probably watched more football than I did because I was on the road back from Chicago.
Ooh, really?
Yes, I had to go to a remembrance ceremony, which I'm going to touch on that real quick. I did on my show last night. And a lot of the viewers that we had listened to what I had to say.
I would.
A remembrance ceremony is essentially it was for soldiers that perished overseas or during war. And I was running the sound and all that up in the top. I was doing the slideshow. I was running the music. I felt like a fucking DJ. I felt like DJ.
I wouldn't be proud doing that bragging about that at a funeral, though. But
no, it wasn't a funeral. It was a remembrance ceremony. But
right, you're right.
So just sitting there, and family members, they go up. There's candles sitting on a table, and they go up and light that candle, and then they go through a procession. And there's a general there, you know. The commander of the units that I am assigned to was there, and I've been to a funeral, I've been to a wake, and it was an emotional thing, but it wasn't one of those things where I broke down and cried, but I got choked up. If you ever get to see one of those things, I highly recommend you go see one of those things. Just to get a grasp of what that family is going through. You're not going to see it firsthand, but just to think what that family went through and is still going through. There was one lady there where both of her sons died in combat, serving this country, or our country. And, you know, it's one of those things, man, if you've never experienced it, experience it. It makes you think. It makes you want to go home and hug your family. It really does.
It really is. And I just, thank you very much to everybody who protects our freedom, or everybody who serves the freedom of any country that just wants to keep the peace of everybody. Thank you so much for keeping the world a better place. All of you that just do. So.
I just wanted to touch on that real quick.
Absolutely. No, thank you for doing that. And I wonder if the lady next to you watched more football. Goonie, how you doing?
I watched quite a few games this weekend, yes. And I actually got to watch my Ravens play for once.
You know what? You might be the one to actually know more college or just football talk in general this week. I really look forward to what you have to say with your Baltimore Ravens because, I got glimpses of that game with the highlights and that, so I want to hear your thoughts. But we want to go to the other co-host here, Mr. Foulmouth Bobbitt. How you doing tonight, bud?
He probably stepped away.
I'm
Serious.
good. Yeah, just having a camera issue at the moment.
Sorry, Bobbitt. If that's freaking Google Hangout is a dick like that sometimes, man. What is up with
actually
it's his computer. If he moves his computer,
his camera gets turned off.
Yeah, his camera.
It's a USB.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh wow. Oh my God. We've all been there with technical problems, although it's like you guys have seen me struggle from the very beginning when I was just trying to get cameras on. You guys probably just see me struggle trying to do a pre-show here. But by the way, we are going to try and actually start going to Periscope more. If it works out, everybody, if you guys like that version better, if it's easier for you guys just to pop in more views, then just let us know with comments below it. Go check it out. I don't know where Bobbitt went. So we'll just get back to you guys on your thoughts. I know, Goonie, let's go to you about your Baltimore Ravens this week.
Their fucking offensive line coordinator pissed me the fuck off.
Offensive line coordinator or offensive coordinator in general? You're talking about Marty Morningwood?
Yes.
Yeah, he's the offensive coordinator.
Oh my God, I've always hated Marty. I really always have.
The offensive coordinator, I don't like him as a head coach.
He fucking pissed me the fuck off. Pittsburgh was out there for 10 fucking plays per drive.
Well, that you blame the defense on. You can't blame Marty Morningwood.
Ravens offense was only out there for 3 or 4 plays per drive.
My question, and I didn't watch the game. My question to you, I didn't get any updates. I didn't hear about it. Were they throwing the ball a lot?
They were throwing the ball.
So
they were running the ball. They were trying everything.
But how often did they run the ball? Did they run the ball the first 2 downs and then fucking throw it? I mean, I'm just getting
I don't remember, so I'm looking it up.
So what I'm saying is if you're going to do nothing but run the ball, an ideal team, and I agree with Heather, Marty Morningweg, for some reason, he has an issue with, I don't know what it is. He just, against Pittsburgh, he struggles. I don't know why. Okay, I just want to get a...
Yeah, there's the stats for that.
23 out of 37. Okay, they threw the ball. They ran 53 plays. They threw the ball 37 times, ran the ball 16 times. You're not going to win fucking football games doing that. Does Marty Morningweg run the fucking Indianapolis Colts too? Because that looks like an Indianapolis Colts stat right there.
From what I see, from what I saw from the glimpses, Lamar Jackson was in a couple times in the game too.
He was.
Yeah, so he even, I think, struggled a little bit when he was in there, right?
Yeah, he had trouble getting through the defense line of Pittsburgh. But you know what? That's Pittsburgh's defense line now. They've finally woken the fuck up.
They really struggle with even just putting points on the board against them each quarter. So it was you got to see most of the game than I do. I got to see the highlights of it, but it just looked like the offensive struggled.
It was, and when you have a team that stays out on the fucking field to eat up the clock as much as fucking possible, like Pittsburgh did with 10 plays per fucking drive, of course they're gonna fucking score more.
I love that, by the way. To me, that's intelligent football with ball possession. To me, is so important. That's all.
And that's why I said you got to mix in the run with the pass in order to be effective. Right. Look at Green Bay in the first half of that game. Yes, they were behind 17-10 at halftime. But if you look at what Green Bay was doing before Aaron Jones turned the ball over, that game, Green Bay had momentum because they were doing whatever the hell they wanted. Mm-hmm. But when they turned the ball over, that's when the momentum shifted. And Green Bay was fighting injuries. They lost the safety for a head slap, which they released that guy today.
Oh, they just released somebody.
The guy, the 15-yard, the face slap, even though it wasn't worth an ejection, 15-yard penalty I agree with, but the ejection was not warranted.
They fired him.
They released him. They didn't fire him. They released him. Yeah. Green Bay's trying to.
Is that considered a firing?
Yes. In my opinion, yes. Think about it. Think about it. He cost Green. I think New England scored on that drive, a touchdown on that drive. Green Bay had momentum. They stopped him on that drive. He face slapped, didn't close fist punch the guy. Green Bay's trying to change their culture. They're sick and tired of the fucking penalties, the stupid fucking penalties. Green Bay is one of the most penalized teams in the NFL, which they weren't for the longest time. So
the quarterback thing came in.
Yeah, it just. Plus, they were fighting injuries. Kentrell Bryce got hurt. That hurt them. They didn't have a safety for the last quarter of that game. They had a chance to win that game. I'm not done with Green Bay yet. I still think they have a chance. with the way that they played because they were in the game against Los Angeles Rams and they were in the game with New England until the end. It's turnovers kill you. And I keep saying it. But yes, they released that kid. They released him, which I don't mind. It sends a message. Stop with the stupid fucking penalties or you're next. Which I'm hoping that's a teaching lesson. The guy is a scrub anyway, so it really wasn't.
Yeah, but not all stupid penalties are the player's fault.
But it's an example out of a player that really is an impact player. If it makes sense, the guy was going to get released anyway because they went out and picked up a safety that they've been looking at all year.
You got to remember that roughing the kicker.
The roughing the kicker penalty, which wasn't roughing the kicker, was running into the kicker, killed him too.
Which really, there was no way he was going to be able to stop anyway.
Yeah, and I hate again penalties. Referees again just killed me, But killed Green Bay.
It's definitely been a factor for Green Bay this year. The penalties are all. I definitely think penalties have costed the Green Bay Packers a lot.
Yeah, and some of the calls, like the roughing the kicker call, that's not roughing the kicker.
And they gave it a 15-yard penalty with it.
That's roughing the kicker. It's a 15-yard penalty. Running into the kicker was the penalty.
Mm-hmm.
Do you understand that rule with the roughing the kicker running into the kicker? Now, if the guy went after his plant foot, not his kicking leg, that's roughing the kicker.
Mm-hmm.
Running into the kicker would be the kicking leg.
Mm-hmm.
Or going low.
That's another thing about those kickers is those calls when those defenders they come in. It's such a split second, and if you hurt the kicker, it could fucking cost you, right? So
well, apparently James Harrison was on First Take, or no, he was on with Undisputed, and he said that, and this is his words: the referees and the players in the NFL have become too soft.
A lot of people have said that now.
Yeah.
I think I heard a couple of NFL players on the NFL Network say that. I think at the beginning of the year, the commentators. Do you know this Booger guy on the Monday Night Football?
Booger McFarland. Yeah.
Do you like him at all? I kind of like his knowledge.
Kind of funny, but yeah, I don't mind him. He's all right. He's a pretty good guy.
He pointed out when he made those a couple weeks ago on Monday Night Football when they first started off about these roughing the passer calls, and he even said, "Come on, just let these guys play some football and shit."
Yep. No, totally agree.
Yeah, I think we finally have Bobbitt here now. Hey, Bobbitt, how's it going?
Stuff and things and stuff.
Well, I think you had an important message here. What was it?
Yeah, I had a bit of a homecoming Sunday night. Was it, JP?
Yes, Bobbitt.
I haven't told anybody this. Back when I was first watching football, we didn't always get Carolina games here. Like, we got Cowboy games, fucking kill me. Steeler games, fucking kill me. And Packer games. Because you got to think at the time, Carolina really wasn't that known of a team. They just started out. And if anybody's seen the first year Panthers, were fucking awful. I'm sorry, but they was fucking awful. So, I was always a Packers fan. So, I went back to being a Packers fan again.
Well, I saw that on Twitter. I was like, "Oh boy, is Bobbitt become a Packers fan? What's going on there?"
Yeah, there's like I told JP, there's a little bit of green in the blue.
Oops, I was playing the audio in the background as soon as JP came back in.
It's all right. I accidentally disconnected us. I'm an idiot.
This is the classic weekly show, everybody. Get fucking used to it. hopefully that will be changed at some point. But yeah, Bobbit. So you enjoyed your homecoming of the Carolina Panthers whooping the Ducks?
Yeah, but we need to learn how to blow people out, though.
You need to
That
learn how
game
to.
shouldn't have been that close.
It's not blowing people out. It's finishing games. That's all. That's the problem that I've said this numerous times. It's the only problem I have with the Panthers. Finishing games. They were up 35-7 at one point. Yes. Yeah. They only won by 14. It's like they just quit playing at the end of games. They think they have it all wrapped up, and they let them right back into the game. It could have cost them. I'm telling you, if Tampa Bay probably would have had a few more minutes or another quarter, if the way the Panthers were going, from what I heard, they were going to lose that game.
Yeah, consistency, I think, is what you're probably looking for.
Exactly, and that's key. That's with every team in the NFL. It's all about consistency.
Mm-hmm. They did score 42 points. So and that's what. But I want them to play a complete game. Mm-hmm. They've done it once this year, and I think that was against the Ravens. I think they played a complete game. Mm-hmm. Or did the Ravens come back on them too? No, that was the game the Ravens really struggled. I think 9 points or something like that against Carolina.
I don't remember.
No, they were closer than that.
Oh, okay. Hold on. I'm trying to remember, because I do know that Carolina had a pretty solid.
No, it was against the Redskins. Was their most complete game. They totally blew out the Redskins. Isn't that right, Bobbit?
Mm-hmm. We lost to the Redskins.
Did you? Okay, so what?
All right, we are awesome.
I'm trying to remember. There was a game out there where they played a complete game, where they showed what kind of team they really are. And I think it was the game before, the game against the Reds. It was the week before.
I think it was the Baltimore game. That's all.
No, because
we were within like 8 points.
Yeah, that was a close game, but it was. I can't remember.
we can't stall on remembering something from the past when we have some exciting news to announce here. So the Saints and wide receiver Des Bryant are in negotiations on a deal right now.
Oh boy!
Yeah.
Does this now make the Saints Super Bowl favorites?
No.
Even though nobody.
I'm gonna tell you right. I'm telling you right fucking now. And I'm sorry I'm swearing. I'm telling you right now.
Did you not hear me?
The fuck is wrong with you? I'm telling you right now, all you Saints fans, let's wait until you get on a neutral field with the Rams, which isn't going to happen. Because if that game was in Los Angeles, the Rams were going to win. If that game was in New Orleans was going to win. Put them on a neutral field and let's see who wins. I still think the Rams are the best team in the NFL. Prove me wrong.
I will say I give the Saints a lot of credit for putting up a lot of points against them in a dome. Like you said.
At home. Have them do it on the road. Let's see if they can do that on the road. I don't think they can. The Saints can't play outside of the Superdome. Those games that they won on the road, they should fucking win. Mm-hmm. So don't fucking – I hate it when people tell me, well, the Saints are the best team because they beat the Rams. Yeah, but that was at home. If that game was in Los Angeles is the best team in football. Are they really? Put them on a neutral field and see who's better.
I do give the quarterback advantage to the Saints, though. So that means Jared Goff, I think, needs to compete with putting up more points against Drew Brees. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, experience-wise, yes, but you got to remember Jared Goff is growing.
Mm-hmm.
He isn't complete yet. Mm-hmm. I will say this. The Saints defense isn't as good as everybody thought it was, because The Saints came back.
Yep.
The Saints came, or not the Saints. I'm sorry. The Rams came back.
Yeah.
So to say that I'm sorry. People can sit there and tell me that I'm fucking wrong. And TSS, I understand what you're saying. Their record, put them on a neutral fucking field and tell me who's better. Right now, the Saints, the only reason that the Saints are ahead of the Rams is because they beat the Rams at the Superdome. They don't lose outside of the in the Superdome. I guarantee it. The Saints will lose 4 games, and all 4 of those games will be on the road. They will lose. Did they play Atlanta on the road, or was that at home?
I think they might have played Atlanta on the road in a dome, right? Because Atlanta's in a dome too.
Yes.
Yeah.
You get the Saints outside. If I remember right, well, the Falcons aren't that good, but
no, they really aren't. That's too bad. But
no, I didn't pick the Rams because of their record. I think the Rams are the more complete team. The Saints don't have as good of a defense as the Rams do. So to say that I picked because they're 8-0, no, I didn't pick because they were 8-0.
No, I picked them because I actually thought that defense was gonna.
Me too. They just didn't show. Marcus Peters. They're missing Aqib Talib.
That's right. They're what they've got.
And I didn't realize that I forgot that they were missing Aqib Talib.
They were at Falcons.
Okay, but they still look at the score, 43-37. What kind of fucking defense do the Saints have? You put them up against the Patriots. The Patriots are going to score 50 points on them.
Mm-hmm.
You better hope the fucking Drew Brees doesn't fucking have a 3-and-out, because that defense ain't stopping fucking nobody. Sorry. The Rams can stop people. That's the difference.
I think the Saints just had a better game. They came out they scored every time. I think they scored, I think, over 30 points over the first half. So they came out firing and just
That's the whole thing, though. That entire first half was back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Both teams scored every time they got out on the field on the offensive line.
It was definitely a back and forth battle for the first half.
So I think you misunderstood me, TSS. I wasn't betting against the Rams because of their record. I was betting against the Saints because I thought that the fucking Rams were the better team. Well, I still think the Rams are the better team. Get them on a neutral field, and I'll prove my point. If the Saints fucking win, then they're the better team, and I'll eat crow. But I still don't think the Rams are – I still think the Rams are the better team.
I want to see the Rams and the Saints in a winter season game, like on a field with snow around everywhere.
That game –
Put them in Lambeau like 2 weeks from now.
and honestly, I think the Rams would win that game because they have the advantage at running back.
That's why I think that just when you're in a dome, you can pass as much as you want. That's why Indianapolis was so successful. That is why when you're in a dome, you can throw the ball way more, and you're used to it because you practice it a lot more compared to other teams, right? So, but other practices have domes, I think, too. But you get the feeling that they're just used to it more.
Right.
Bob, did you want to chime in with anything here before we get into some college talk?
Not really.
Well, then there you go. You for the college corner. I'll let JP take it away here with Bob.
So, boy, was I wrong about fucking LSU.
They was both wrong on that one.
They are fucking pretenders.
They
are. When you put up numbers, they look like high schoolers in that game. There's nobody the only team that I see beating Alabama, and it's probably could happen. Hopefully that kid that they have at Clemson, and I'm talking about Clemson, he's a freshman. That's the only thing that scares me about Clemson is he's a freshman. And you give, and I fucking despise the ground that fucking Nick Saban walks on. He is the reason why I fucking hate Alabama. if he wasn't fucking there, I would probably like Alabama. I can't stand Nick Saban, but you give Nick Saban 21, 22 days to game plan for a guy, you ain't beating Alabama. So, yeah. So, I mean, I really didn't get to watch much football. I was traveling, but I watched the Badger game. The Badgers look pedestrian again, which is frustrating. Against Rutgers of all teams. Clemson fucking put on a goddamn clinic. 77-16, I think they won.
Jesus Christ. Wait, 77 points?
Yeah. It was 42 to I think it was 42-3 at halftime.
Oh my, 77 points. It's just,
and that was, I can't remember who Clemson played. I want to say it was Wake Forest, which is in their conference, and that just tells you how good they are. So
77 points. Jesus fuck.
Yep. Michigan is the real fucking deal. Like I fucking said, they're the real fucking deal. They beat the shit out of Penn State. 42-7. Ohio State struggled yet again. Almost lost to Nebraska, who is horrible. So Ohio State they're pretenders. I think this year is going to be the year that, and for all you Michigan fans, this year is going to be the year that Michigan beats Ohio State. I think this could be the year. I'm going to go out on a limb. I don't want to fucking say this. This year could be the year that Minnesota beats Wisconsin. They haven't beat Wisconsin in like 15 years. And there are tribals. So I don't like Michigan. Did I say that I like Michigan? I said this is the year that Michigan beats Ohio State. So before you go out and say, oh my God, JP hell froze over. JP said he likes a team of mine. Trexter, I do not like Michigan. I do not like fucking Detroit. I do not like Michigan State. And fuck Notre Dame, too. That's all I got to fucking say. They struggled against Northwestern. Notre Dame's not going anywhere because Northwestern's not that fucking good. Bobbit, you probably watched more games than I did. I was on the road, so what did you see this weekend that for football?
I saw a couple upsets, but mainly it was just one of those weeks where not a whole lot happened.
I thought for sure that LSU was going to be able to do something against Alabama. That just did 29-0. I don't even think LSU had 200 yards of total offense.
Wow.
But here's the thing, though. They didn't win by 70 points, though.
Yes, and they did make, but he passed the litmus test. That's the thing that sucks. He played all 4 quarters, and he looked good doing it. So that sucks.
This was
Alabama. Clemson's the one. Keep your fingers crossed.
Let's all hope.
Somebody beat Alabama because Jay wants him to die really badly.
I want Nick Saban to go the fuck away.
Yeah, a lot of people do.
He's ruining college football.
Well, I wish I knew more about this guy. You mentioned him at the earlier podcast that we mentioned. What's that?
Look at his history with the Dolphins.
He's a crook. He's a quitter. He'll quit on a team. He left Michigan State and LSU because he got caught fucking illegally recruiting, and the fucking LSU, I think, got put a little bit of sanctions on them, but they weren't sanctioned. But still, they had sanctions put on them.
Yep.
Michigan State was punished. And he went to the NFL. He sucked as an NFL coach. It's not because he was a quitter. It's because he sucked.
Mm-hmm.
The Dolphins are still reeling from that guy fucking being there. He's a fucking terrible head coach on the NFL side. He's a good recruiter because he fucking illegally recruits people.
I do remember this conversation we had on some episodes ago. If you guys want to go back, you guys can listen to him talk about the history of just this crook, because this is the same conversation that Cam Newton was involved in, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, that's Urban Meyer.
Oh, okay.
That's Urban Meyer. Urban Meyer was the head coach at Florida when that happened.
Oh, okay. So yeah, that was the other thing. Okay, man. There's I now I got to go back and listen to these guys. You know, I swear to fuck, all these episodes that we've done so far have been very educational, and you guys can go back and listen to these, and you guys can learn shit. It is.
I still need to go back to the first week and start getting everybody's picks down again.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the winners, so I can get a full record of everybody and create that scoreboard again.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll catch up on this stuff. Don't worry. At the end of the season, we'll make sure we're on top of our game. I'm just sometimes is all.
Right?
Especially last week when I tried getting the last picks in. So, oh my god, don't fuck up with me this week, you asshole Google Hangout pricks. Are you guys ready? You guys want to get the picks out of the way?
Let's get them out of the way.
All right. Well, then, from the picks that we got last week, how did we do?
Well, out of the panel, Bobbit is the winner again. 9 out of 4.
Wow. Well done.
Coop, you're in second with 8 and 5.
All right.
Then you got JP with 7 and 6. And then there's me in the end with 6 and 7.
Well, at least I didn't finish in last.
That must have been a tough week for us.
I think I'm the only one on this panel that has not finished in last place at picking teams.
You are correct.
I've once.
I'm never ever picking the fucking Jets again.
Well, this week you might decide to do so because of who they're going against. But clear winner out of the chat, there's 2. We have Cody and Alpha at 11 and 2. And then we have Ronnie and D Wells at 10 and 3.
Oh, well done.
And then Cardinal, TSS, and Trek at 9 and 4. Then we have Sarah, Gina, Danrex, Ace, and Jim bringing up the rear at 8 and 5.
Well, the chat seemed to do better than the panel, I think, this week, in my opinion.
Absolutely.
Well done to the chat. You guys get the shout-outs this week, everybody. Well done. Yeah, I think we're ready to get into our picks this week because holy fuck, last week last
week was a weird week to pick.
Yeah, there was. First of all, it started off with a bad game.
Yeah.
It started off with a really bad game for Thursday Night Football. Hopefully, this Thursday Night Football game will be much more better. It is the Carolina Panthers going to Pittsburgh to take on the Steelers. Bobbit, I'll let you start with this one.
I think this is going to be a close game. I think it's going to be an exciting game. And I'm going with Carolina.
Look at JP. Should we just go to you?
Okay. I don't see it. Go ahead. Pick them.
Oh,
I'm thinking. I keep saying this every week with Carolina. Which team are you going to get? I just don't trust them. This is in Pittsburgh. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Pittsburgh's tough at home. I'm going with Pittsburgh just because number one, it's at home. And which team for Carolina's got to show me that they want to fucking win a fucking Super Bowl before I'll pick them. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I have to fucking say.
So who are you picking?
I told you, Pittsburgh.
This one to me is a really tough game to choose because I think both these teams need this win. So it's going to be. I think both these teams are going to be hot coming at the gate. I think this is in my opinion right now. I think Pittsburgh is just going to put more points up against the Carolina. I think this is actually going to be a much more lower scored game than people think. I think it's going to be around like 19 to 17 points for maybe each team. So I'm going with Pittsburgh to get the slight edge, maybe even winning by a field goal in this game. That's all I'm saying for that. Goonie, who are you going with?
I'm going with Pittsburgh. With what they did against the Ravens and seeing how long they held possession of the ball, I think they're going to have that same tactic again.
And the rest of the chat room here, I see everybody's chatting away. I see some Steelers. This one's mixed, I think.
Yeah, this one's a mixed bag.
Yeah.
If we were doing confidence picks, this would be one of my lower confidence picks because, again, I say this again, and I'm not shitting on the Panthers. I want people to understand. I want Bobby to understand that. It's which team is going to show up.
I'm really scared this is just going to be a lower scored game than a lot of people are expecting. So prove me wrong, you two. All right, next game we'll move on. Now that I guess that one's definitely going to be a game changer for everybody with picks, so that's going to be exciting already. We'll start off with the Sunday games. The New Orleans Saints will be taking on Cincinnati. This one's in Cincinnati. Goonie, I'll let you start with this one.
I'm going with the Saints. I think they are. I'm not sold on them being good. Like one of the better teams, but I think they're definitely going to be better than the Bengals.
This is probably one of those games where the fucking Saints will fucking shit the bed. They're good for it. Remember what I said? They fucking struggle outside of the fucking Superdome. I'm gonna take the Saints, but don't be surprised if the Bengals fucking beat them. The Saints cannot play outside of the fucking Superdome.
I agree. They struggle. Sorry, I'm just trying to chime in. I just because I know I totally agree with
shut the fuck up. That's all you gotta
do. Look at the look that JP just gave me. Oh my god. Okay, I got my next title intro. But anyways, I was just gonna say, JP, I really think this is a trap game for the Saints, and I think that the Bengals are actually gonna put up points against their defense in this game.
Yep.
So that's why I'm thinking this is a trap game, but I think that the Saints are just gonna pull out the win in this game. Baba, who are you going with?
I'm going with the Saints.
You gonna go with the Saints? Yeah. We'll find out if Des Bryant is going to be part of the roster, if they're inking a deal now. We'll keep up with the Sideline Study minicast if you guys want daily news on what's going on with that as well. So we'll keep an eye on that news. What is the chat saying for the game? Everybody's going with the Saints?
Trek went with the Bengals.
Oh, God.
Hey, I don't know why you're laughing. We laughed at the fucking Browns and the fucking Steelers the first fucking week and look what fucking happened.
You're right.
Look what happened.
You're right, Trek. You're right. If prove us wrong with the Bengals, this is a trap game. So it's just
like I said, and I'm being straight up honest with you, the Saints cannot play outside of the fucking dome. It's a game they should win, but they're playing outside of the dome. They struggle, and it's cold. You got to remember, they're suited for fucking warm weather. Mm-hmm. They're not suited for fucking windy, blustery, fucking cold weather. Sorry.
No, they do have Alvin Kamara though, and Ingram, two solid running.
Yeah.
I gotta that.
I'm sorry. Did you pick the Saints there, Coop?
Yes, you did.
Yeah, I'm going with the Saints, and I think this is a trap game for them, and I think they're gonna pull it off. That's all. So Trek, you going with the Bengals? Oh boy, let's see if you beat everybody. It's always fun to choose those games too. So.
Did you see what Ace put?
Yes, I got it. Okay.
What did Ace put?
I was catching up with him because he only just got into the chat, so I was getting his Panthers Carolina pick.
Okay. Oh, welcome, Ace. I see you in there. I see TSS. I see the combo. Oh my God. Sometimes I like slur about. I sound like a monster. Anyways, moving on. I'll stop being weird. Falcons against the Cleveland Browns, and this one's in Cleveland. Does anybody give the Browns any hope against the Falcons?
Not in this household.
No.
Atlanta is a lost fucking cause again.
I think this is a game that they should win, but if the Browns beat them,
I wouldn't. This isn't a game the Browns should win. This is a game the Falcons should win.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. That's why I said that the Falcons need this win. But if the Browns win, this would definitely show where Atlanta is on the scale. That's all.
Yeah, I can. Now I see what you're saying. I thought I could have swore that you said the Browns should win this game. I'm like, no.
No. No, the Falcons should win this. If I did, then weird. Okay, I'm turning into a fucking hyperactive guy. Okay.
Yeah, everybody's going Falcons here, so.
Bobbit?
What?
What do you? What?
He said Falcons.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
I didn't hear him.
I heard him.
Hashtag fuck me.
No, he went with the Falcons. I think everybody went with the Falcons in this.
Yeah, this was clear across the board.
All right. Moving on to the next game. The Lions are going to take on the Chicago Bears in Chicago.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, I'm just going with Chicago in this game. Detroit, I think they're going to struggle in this game. I'm really liking what I'm seeing from Chicago's offense right now. They're clicking. Their defense is okay. So this one, I think the Lions are going to put up some points against Chicago, maybe at least like 14 or 20. But I think they're just going to go for it.
I'm going to go this. I don't think it's going to be a blowout.
I don't think it's going to be a blowout.
Chicago Bears do not have an offense. They're a screen pass team. They're dink and dunk. They aren't going to wow you. Mitchell Trubisky has the arm, but he has too good of an arm. He's overthrowing receivers. I listened on the way home. You got to remember, I was coming back from Chicago. I was listening to the guys at the after game, and they say they don't. Mitchell Trubisky is not the fucking answer for them.
Really?
They don't like him. He overthrows on average of 10 yards on deep passes.
Wow.
Very seldom does he complete a deep pass.
That's crazy. I mean, that's such a unique talent of having an arm, and yet you throw it farther than you can?
That's what they were saying.
That's weird. But like,
so if the Bears are going to win this game, it's going to be because of their defense. They're going to have to stop. I'm going to say this. Matthew Stafford is okay. He is that kind of quarterback that can beat you. If the Bears don't, this is one of those games where it could be like the first game of the year where fucking Bears come out on fucking fire and the Lions come back on them and beat them. But it's going to be close. It's not going to be one of these 20-point wins because I don't trust the Bears' offense. I really don't. It's going to be close. It's going to be like 24-20-ish.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the area of where the 30-point range is for Chicago and Detroit. That's kind of where I'm thinking right now for that game. But I'm not complimenting Matthew Stafford. I said he could be that guy,
especially after that shovel pass fucking fumble this past Sunday.
Yeah, that fucking bullshit. I didn't even see that. I laughed because I've seen him fucking doing stupid shit like that all the fucking time. But anyway, I digress.
Hey, Goonie, have you made your pick yet?
I'm going with the Bears. The Lions have not shown any kind of promise whatsoever for me to even bother to pick them. So,
all right, Bobby, who are you going with?
The Bears.
The Bears. And there's another week closer to me retiring from podcasting. So my guilt goes down even more. What is the rest of the chat room saying here? I see a lot of people going with the Bears.
It's straight Bears.
Nobody's going with the Lions, not even Trek?
Nope. Not even track.
Not even track. All right, moving on to the next game. We've got the Arizona Cardinals going against the Kansas City Chiefs.
Kansas City Chiefs. Enough said.
Yeah. Kansas City.
It's the Cardinals. Come on.
Anybody? Still Cardinals suck? Arizona sucks still? Bobbitt, you going with anybody here?
I'm going with the Chiefs.
Going with the Chiefs? Everybody, did anybody go with Arizona? I'm just questioning if anybody goes with Arizona here. That's all.
Nope. Oh, everybody's going with the Chiefs.
I'm just looking for that one individual. That one fucking individual.
I'm surprised.
If Dan Rex were here, he'd probably go with somebody else.
No, he would go with the Chiefs.
See, this is sometimes where we need a troll who just picks all the teams that we think are not going to win. We just yell at the person. Sorry, no. We need somebody to let our anger out on. But all right, moving on to the next game. The New England Patriots are going to be taking on the Tennessee Titans. After the Titans came out with a victory over the Cowboys, do you see them getting a victory over New England? I do not.
It's in New England?
This is in Tennessee. I'm going to go with New England this one. I've seen Tennessee. They're up and down in my opinion to me, and I just think New England is just going to be the more solid team coming out and scoring points against them. That's all.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Patriots too. I don't want to because Patriots. They lost Didn't the Lions fucking beat the shit out of the fucking Patriots?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. We forgot about that. That was fun.
So I am skeptical about because I don't think the Patriots are that good, but it is another AFC team. So the AFC isn't as good as the NFC in my opinion. I'm going with the Patriots.
It's just Tennessee to me seems to be beating the easy teams. Some games they should have won in my opinion that they didn't. Sometimes they look out good. I'm just not sold on them yet, even though they were a playoff team last year. They're up and down to me, and I'm not sold on them. So.
I want to go Titans, but they're.
I'm going with the Titans. I don't want to pick the Patriots anymore.
I get it. I'm pulling for the Titans. Trust me, because I fucking hate the Patriots.
I'm going
almost as bad as the fucking Lions, the fucking Vikings, and the Bears. But
speaking of which, you see that dickhead that ran with the ball to the center of Dallas's star again. So this guy intercepted the ball from Dak Prescott. He ran all the way to the star and did the Terrell Owens thing again. Is that?
Yes.
I'm just saying. Does that make him unoriginal? And he shouldn't have done that. First of all, he shouldn't, in my opinion. But
yeah, I don't care. Anyway. It's fucking Dallas. Who cares?
So you give it a pass because it's Dallas.
Fuck.
All right. Well then, Goonie, we'll move on to you. Wait, you said Tennessee, right?
I did. I'm going with the Titans.
And Baba, who are you going with?
I'm going Pats.
I'm going with the Pats. Do you want to give anything why or?
I just think the Patriots are just the better team right now.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly.
The best team in the AFC besides the fucking Chargers and the Chiefs.
Chargers, we'll get to them soon because they're an upcoming team, but they're against the Raiders this week. Should we just moved on to that game right now? Should we just pick the Chargers?
So who are they playing?
The Oakland Raiders.
Yep, Chargers. So anyway, I'm going to say this. I'm saying this right now. There's a lot of talk about this. If you aren't fucking watching any of the fucking listening to podcasts, if you're not listening to shows, they are saying that the Chargers are a more complete team than the Chiefs. People are saying the Chargers are the best team in the AFC. There's one big difference, and here's the reason why. The Chiefs have Patrick Mahomes. The Chargers have Phillip Rivers. Do you want to know who I'm going with and why? Going with Phillip Rivers because he's been there. Patrick Mahomes has never been there. So Phillip Rivers, that's the edge right there. Plus, the Chargers are playing better defense than the Chiefs, too. They're the most complete team in the AFC. I'm going with the Chargers. I'd pick the Chargers over the Chiefs and the Patriots right now.
They are one of the hotter teams. And just to me, the Chargers have always had the talent for a couple of years now. They've always just been injury prone. And they've always
they're healthy.
They're healthy now. They actually, I think they still even have kicking issues. I think that's just been a major thing with the Chargers for the last couple of years is they're fucking kicking. That's a big thing with them. But yeah, does anybody want to give Oakland any credit, or should we just no? Everybody in the chat room, I think you guys are already going with the Chargers, so we'll just move on to the next game.
Yep,
this is the Redskins against the Buccaneers. Now, this is not an interesting game, but I think this is an easy game for one of these teams to win. So,
well, the Redskins are fighting big time injuries.
Oh yes, but I think they're still going to be better.
They are playing the Buccaneers. It's going to be closer than people think, but I'm going with the Redskins.
Goonie, who are you going with?
I'm going Redskins.
All Redskins.
I think they're still going to outplay them.
And that's what it's going to take.
And what is Fitzmagic going to be in quarterback again?
I don't think it matters who the quarterback is. It's all about Washington and their injuries. They've lost 2 offensive linemen, right? And they're one of their receivers, their top receiver, I think. They're out for the year.
Damn, that's a major blow. I did not know that they just lost one of their star wide receivers.
Paul Richardson. Yeah, Paul Richardson.
Paul Richardson. Oh shit. That was their deep threat guy too.
Yep.
So that's a big loss for them. Fuck, they should be signing Dez Bryant right now.
Right?
Yeah. They're the ones that they should. It's like they don't have anything to lose this year. Nobody expects them to win. So why not play some fun football for a year? I don't know.
Thank you, Cody.
So Goonie, you're going with the Redskins. Bobbin, who are you going with?
I'm going Redskins.
Going with the Redskins. I'm thinking that this is actually going to be a closer game than people are thinking. I'm going to go with the Redskins as well. I'm not sold on that offense when it comes to the quarterback position. I think the defense is much. The secondary for the Redskins is kind of it has been underappreciated. I think with the cornerbacks that they have there. DJ Swearinger, I think, is an upcoming guy, and I'm thinking he's going to play a role in this game. So look for him, the Redskins, in this game. That's my opinion. What's the rest of the chat? What's the rest of the chat say?
Redskins. TSS took Tampa Bay.
TSS took Tampa Bay. All right. Well, that's going to be definitely. I'm not sure if I'm far behind with the live chat.
That's an interesting pick. I mean, it's probably because of the injuries, but I still think the worst offensive lineman for Washington is better than the offensive lineman, any offensive lineman that Tampa Bay has right now.
Dan Rex, you're just missing who your pick is for against Chicago and
Dan Rex. If you miss anything, just write it down in the comments below.
Right.
We'll make sure everybody has your picks every week. We'll make sure we all have fun here with our picks, right? Did everybody make their picks for this game? Did everybody go in the chat room Redskins except for TSS? You went with Bucks?
Pretty much, yeah.
All right, then we'll move on to this game, which is the Buffalo Bills, like the New York Jets.
Oh my god!
Hence why I said you might want to pick the Jets just one more week.
Oh man. Well, I think this one should be an easy game for the Jets to win. Hopefully, if they don't, then oh no, I should keep hiding my identity secret. I don't know.
Who?
Who are you guys going with, JP?
Why do I have to pick this game?
You knew it was going to happen at least once. Oh wait, it's been every other fucking week.
I'm gonna put a smile on Coop's face one more week. I'm going with the Jets just because they're playing the Bills. The Bills, if they had Josh Allen, if he was playing, I would pick the Bills.
If Josh Allen was playing, you think he's the better quarterback than Sam Darnold is right now?
I think Buffalo has the better team right now with Josh Allen. Do I think Sam Darnold's going to be better than Josh Allen? Probably. In the long run, the Jets are going to be the better team. But right now, the Bills are probably a little better, in my opinion. Because they weren't playing bad their first stretch. When Josh Allen got hurt, they went.
Yep. And then they're just been clusterfuck, right?
Right. And he's not on the injured reserve. I didn't see that he was on the injured reserve. So
he should be coming back. So I'm not sure if he's back for this game or not. I'll keep an eye on.
If he is, I might switch my pick.
Yeah.
Because I like Josh Allen.
Yeah, I'll keep an eye on it. I haven't heard anything, but I think he was only supposed to be out for like 3 to 4 weeks or something like that.
Yeah,
and it's around that time where he might be playing this week. So
I haven't seen anything nor heard anything, but I'm still going to go with the Jets just because. We'll see. Dan said the Bears.
I see that.
All right. Okay, so I'm gonna speed this up a little bit because my computer is being stupid.
I'm going Jets, unfortunately.
All right, Goody, who are you going with?
I'm going with the Jets.
Everybody, I think, went with the Jets, didn't they?
I can't do the YMCA, but the jet form. I don't know. Okay, moving on. I'm gonna stop bragging about beating Buffalo. Okay, the Seattle Seahawks are against the Los Angeles Rams, and this one's in Los Angeles. Not gonna look good, I guess, for my Seahawks.
Nope, it's the Rams. I got the Rams. It's gonna be a blowout too.
Especially since they're home.
Oh yeah, it's not good.
They've already played against each other once, right? So
yeah.
It was a close game in that one. I think that the Seattle Seahawks are still going to put up a fight, but this one's in Los Angeles. This is going to be different atmosphere.
Seattle keep it close at the beginning, but then the Rams will pull away.
I agree with you. The Rams are going to win this game. I don't think that they're not going to be effective. I guess it's going to be a one-sided game going into Los Angeles. Seattle's a much more different game when they don't have that fan base behind them. So
right.
Goonie, who are you going with?
I'm going Rams because they're at home and they're going to be pissed off.
Oh yeah, that's for sure. Baba, who are you going with?
I'm going Rams. Rip Seahawks.
Okay, what is the chat room saying here?
Rams. There was no hesitation. As soon as you said the games, it just chat room just went all Rams. It's like, oh shit.
For some reason, my live chat thing is still loading the Jets picks. So all these things are now just popping up on my screen for me right now. So now I'm just seeing all the picks. Rams. All right. We've got a few more games here. We're going into the afternoon games. We've got the Miami Dolphins going against JP's Green Bay Packers. JP, I'll let you start with this one.
The Dolphins and the Packers.
Yeah.
It's
And
in Green Bay.
Yeah.
Come on.
He's gone Green Bay.
Gotta go.
It's not. I think that Green Bay is not a bad team. They may be 3-4-1, but they damn near beat the Rams. They hung in there with the Patriots. Plus, they were hurt. Had a lot of guys hurt. They're starting to. Their defense is actually. I've been happy with their defensive play. They've actually, except for a couple of times, but their defensive play is really improving. Really improving. I'm going with the Packers. I don't even think it's going to be close, to be honest with you.
I think Miami is a little bit too dysfunctional. I think coming to Green Bay. That's all. I think maybe they might have snuck out with a win against the Jets, but the Jets look terrible offense. So I think this is going to be a much more different game.
TSS. It is in Green Bay.
Yeah, it's in Green Bay. Goonie, who are you going with?
I'm going Green Bay. And Dolphins struggle when it comes to being in certain climates.
Mm-hmm. I agree with that too.
It's going to be cold and fucking rainy and snowy up here. So
yeah,
it's not going to be pretty.
Not going to be good for Miami. We'll put it that way.
Nope. And he froze.
Oh no! Did I freeze? Oh, I'm back.
Yeah, you're back.
Moving down. You're back.
All right, we got a few more games before this thing fucks up on me.
Bobby,
did we get
Cody picked cheese. Whatever the fuck that is. That's not even a fucking team, you dumbass.
Bobby, you're going Packers?
My first pick as a Packers fan. Yep.
Okay.
All right. And what does the chat room say here? Is
There's
everybody
only
just
a couple going Miami.
I'm gonna laugh and dance.
Ronnie is going Miami.
Wow.
Daniel Wyman is going Miami. Huh.
Yep.
Oh.
TSS just wrote that.
Watch out.
The chat.
The next clip.
So I look like I got a shit. I'm probably going to after this.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Go ahead.
We'll move on from talking about shit.
Well, we did last night on my show. We were talking about poop. I had a dangler.
You disgusting motherfucker.
Poor Bobby.
Oh boy, I love this show. We've got one more Sunday night game, and then we go. That is the Dallas Cowboys taking on the Philadelphia Eagles, an NFC East rival game. This one is in Philadelphia. Robert, I'll let you start with this game.
Based on what I've seen and the way that they're playing, I'm going with Philadelphia.
Philadelphia.
I just feel like Philly just has the more complete team at the moment.
Not even with the addition of Amari Cooper for Dallas Cowboys, they can't beat the Tennessee Titans. So
look, Amari Cooper is only good, but for so long. He's like a fucking Tootsie Roll pop. Once you get to the center, it's
By the way, fuck those people that give those as Halloween candy.
Tootsie Rolls? I fucking love Tootsie Roll.
No, I hate those things. That's not Halloween candy.
Fuck yeah. Fucking eat a bag of that shit in one sitting.
Kidding me? That just reminds me of like grandfather candy.
Oh, I fucking love that.
I'm sorry, but like the jar of candy that you get.
Werther's.
Yeah, I don't know. They're like caramel things. They're like
Werther's. Yeah, Werther's.
Yeah, those things. That's what a Tootsie Roll reminds me of. That's all. It's a boring Halloween gift. That's all.
I love it. Milky Way is. I can't stand Milky Way. Candy corn can fuck off too.
That again.
Ugh.
Okay, the Tootsie Rolls, they have like the flavor ones, like the apple, the blueberry ones. Those ones I like.
I like them all. I like them all. The chocolate and the flavored ones.
You mix the chocolate ones and the blueberry ones, and you get blueberry chocolate fucking. My milkshake brings all the boys to the yard.
It's been a while since he's rolled one.
It's good to see the plays, Joe.
Dude, it did look like I was rolling a joint.
Oh man, this has been great. We didn't even make our picks. Bubba did. Who are you guys going with?
We're both going with the Eagles. So.
Yeah, I'm going with the Eagles.
Going with the Eagles, not giving Dallas a chance. I am going to go with the Eagles too, even though they're not looking like the team from last year. I actually think this is actually going to be a lower scored game than people expect. I don't think it's going to be in the high 30s or anything. I think it's going to be probably between like 23 points, 23 to 17 in that range. That's where I'm kind of looking at. So
Right.
that's where I'm going in with that game. What is the chat room saying?
Everybody went Eagles.
Everybody went Eagles. All right. Nobody's giving the Cowboys a chance. And then finally we get to the last game, which is the Giants versus the 49ers.
Fucking hell, man.
Why are these teams on TV right now?
Fucking hell. Really?
This is Monday Night Football.
I will say this right now. I'm going with the 49ers.
Oh.
I like that Nick Mullins.
He has shown promise.
He is – you're going to be saying you're going – it's nobody cares about the Colts and Jags, sir. So
Did I miss that game? I did.
yeah, you did. Who cares? Moving on. It's fine. It's only the Colts and Jaguars.
Hey,
So,
everybody put your picks in for that game. Go ahead.
but you're going to be saying Jimmy Garoppolo who? That kid is really good.
Mm-hmm.
He looked like he had been playing for weeks. He looked like a veteran.
He's the new quarterback that came in, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
He looked good. I like everything that he did last week.
I saw the highlights on him, and I liked him too. I give San Francisco credit for finding talent.
I don't think he's going to change their – I don't think he's going to win them 8 games, but he's all right. I like what he has to offer. I think it's better than what Jimmy Garoppolo has to offer, in my opinion. And again, that's just my opinion.
They're doing something right because they're making him worth more if he plays better, so they can maybe trade him off. You're stuck with Garoppolo as your quarterback, right? Why not trade him for value?
Yep.
Do you guys want to make your picks? I'm just saying Jaguars for that game. I got to give the Colts a little bit of credit. They're playing a little bit better ball possession, so I give the Colts a little bit of credit for that.
If you pick for 49ers, no.
I don't think so. The 49ers. Sorry. I'm going to fucking take the fucking – fuck the Colts. Every time I fucking pick the Colts, they fucking lose. Taking the fucking Jaguars. I think the Jaguars are going to start – they're getting Leonard Fournette back, I think. Mm-hmm. And that is going to help them immensely. Yes. We might start seeing the team that we remember. Mm-hmm. They're relying too much on Blake Bortles. They just need to get back to basics and playing what they're doing what they were doing. And I said this I think I said this last week or a couple of weeks ago. But I think that the Jaguars need to get back to basics. And if they're getting Leonard Fournette back, they can run the ball and they'll be able to chew up the clock and their defense will get rest. If that makes sense. But that's what I'm going with. But go back to the 49ers and the Giants.
Oh, God.
Let's do the Coops and Bobbitt's pick on that game as well as Colts and Jaguars.
All right, Bobbitt, who are you going with?
49ers and Jaguars. Fuck the Colts.
I'm going to go with the Jaguars in that game. And for this garbage bowl or whatever the fuck is it Thanksgiving yet over there yet?
Almost.
Almost? Fuck, this should be a turkey bowl or something. I don't know. I don't know what the tradition is for that, but like this is 2 garbage teams that are playing on Monday Night Football. So I'm going to go with the 49ers. I don't know what the fuck is going on with Eli Manning and that offense. They're not connecting with anything right now. They need a spark. Something has to happen in New York. If they lose this game, you're probably going to see Eli Manning benched. I don't know.
They're never going to bench him, and I don't know why they wouldn't.
I'm surprised they haven't yet. Yeah, he's won 2 Super Bowls and that, but there just comes a point in time where you need a spark, right? So.
I agree. I just don't. I don't think they're going to bench him just because he's a fucking Manning.
Mm-hmm.
They think he has. I think they think that Peyton Manning will somehow transcend into his body or something. I don't.
And Eli Manning has always been terrible when it comes to a completion rate and something like that. He's always been an up and down quarterback. So, so that's just I don't know what's going on with the Eli thing. And did everybody make their Goonie? Did you make your picks?
Yeah, I'm going Jaguar and 49ers. I mean, Giants have gone so downhill. Why are they even still a team?
I'm just catching up on the rest of the chat now. I see some people going with the Giants, some people going 49ers. I see a little bit of a mixed reaction with this team. So that one, I think this is going to be the game where it's going to change the panel, eh? But I think we've wrapped up all of our picks. Yep. Well done, everybody. We made it through without my laptop crashing down. Now, does anybody else have any NFL news that we want to throw out there? I've got a little for all the. I know this is not a big deal for all the gamers out there, but Fortnite is teaming up with the NFL to bring you guys some special characters in the game. If you guys want to check it out November 9th, those are the football uniforms in the game. That's just a big news. That's all I want to put out. Do you guys have anything else?
I have nothing, to be honest with you. Just I didn't get to really watch that much football. I did watch the Packers and the Patriots. I got to watch. Now I'm gonna say this. I don't think Tom Brady looked all that great. Aaron Rodgers looked okay. The way that they were building that up, it was like it was going to be the game of the battle of the century. The game where Aaron Rodgers or where the Packers beat the Patriots 4 years ago was better than this game. That one had more drama. It was, but neither quarterback played that great.
No.
Tom Brady. For some reason, the Packers confused the ever-loving shit out of Tom Brady. He was missing throws. He was overthrowing. He was underthrowing. He just looked out of sorts in that game. And I think it's old age kept catching up to him. I don't think he's going to be playing for very much more longer, to be honest with you.
And he shouldn't be.
What turned that game was the turnover. The turnover killed Green Bay. It's always turnovers with Green Bay because their defense played well enough to win. Their offense played well enough to win if they didn't turn the ball over that one time. That's what killed them. So, oh, God. Yeah, that's all I have. So the hype that game, that matchup didn't live up to its hype. Neither quarterback played that great.
From what I just saw from Goonie's reaction, I think you guys are ready to hit the hay soon. So,
no, I kept my leg bent too long and my knee was like frozen, so it's like, oh crap!
Trek, that was Michael Irvin.
Yes, it was.
Michael Irvin flipped out on a sports show the other day. I can't remember what he flipped out about. I think it had to do with the referees.
I believe it was.
Something to do with referees in Dallas. I don't know. It's like that was like Terrell Owens 2.0 on camera. I don't know.
But he probably flipped his shit on fucking Dallas because he remembers when Dallas used to be fucking good.
I think he was backing up how I think he was so passionate about Dak Prescott.
Dak Prescott is a waste of fucking space.
Yeah, that's who I think he was defending, is that he put up the best stat, I think, of any.
Michael Irvin is a crackhead.
He is nuts.
He is.
We'll put it that way. Hey, Bobby, do you have any NFL news to go before we go?
No, not really.
No. No, he's just ready for more football. Hey, you ready to see your Carolina Panthers win another week? Anyways,
And the Packers.
Absolutely. Well, and for all of you who have been here for this live episode, hey, I think this was a great episode, and hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully all my co-hosts here enjoyed today's episode. Make sure
I did.
Give yourself some plugs. I'm not sure if I remember doing that or not last week.
You all know where to find me at on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat at JPBaker91. You can find me on the Cold Bone Show, which Coop always introduces me as. You can find me over there. I do live reactions, do a little bit of news and notes on Fridays over on, and I'll let Bob speak on that. Thursday we're reviewing, for wrestling members, we're reviewing Starrcade 85.
Yeah.
The Gathering, the match between Ric Flair and Dustin Rhodes for the NWA World Heavyweight Championship. Dusty. Sorry, I call him Dustin for some reason all the time. And there's a little Easter egg in there, and Bobbitt knows what I'm talking about. Heather for sure knows what I'm talking about. I always fucking do it. If you haven't watched it, please go watch at least the first 5 minutes of that show if you have the network.
And just remember, don't look.
And just remember, don't look.
That's your hint.
That's your hint. So go check it out, and then come watch the show, and then watch me.
Hell yeah.
You'll see what I mean. So, yeah.
These guys know their wrestling knowledge way more than I do. I swear to God, I started watching wrestling when the Attitude Era was just conflicting with each other, when the Monday Night War was happening.
Right.
Yeah. We just finished the wrestling memories a couple weeks ago with the Monday Night Wars. We did the Monday Night Wars review that was on the network.
I'll have to go back and listen to some. Speaking of which, Bobbitt, I've got Red Dead Redemption now. So,
There you go.
yeah, so if anybody wants to check me out on Red Dead, I am glued to that fucking game right now. I'm doing
a little tip for you there, Coop, that we found out with Bobbitt and Trek. When you get your horse, punch it.
What?
Punch your horse. That's all I'm going to say.
I have never laughed so fucking hard.
Oh, I think
when Bobbitt did it, and it doesn't have to do. What Trek told us is that the horse kicks you. But what was funnier is what happens when he punched the horse. Let me put it to you this way. It involves running, and it is so fucking funny.
I'm already having a good time thinking about it. not hitting a horse. That's terrible, but it's just... Oh my God.
A bunch of pixelated in pixels that are shaped like a horse.
Oh my God, this is gonna be awesome! I can't wait to do that. Okay, everybody, this has been awesome. Make sure you come check us out every Tuesday for more football, and go check out our Periscope and Twitter. We're all on that Twitter account. If you guys want to chat with any of us talking football, more than welcome to. Thank you everybody for being here. You guys have been awesome as always, and see you guys next week for more football. Thanks again for the Sideline Study.